Hey there, Ramble Force. Chris Gamble here with another episode of the Digital Ramble. Joined as always by my co-host in Houston, JJ Cannon.
Well, happy New Year, my friend, and Digital Ramblers. How are you? I hope y'all are off to a fantastic New Year.
Yeah, excited to have our first recording of the year, JJ. We're both pumped up for a year of rambling.
You know what? Season 8? Season 8,
Yeah.
Episode 55. Today's going to be a great episode, man. What do we got on hand?
Two things. First thing we're going to cover is living with voice control. I think it's been around for a while, but I'm really getting into my groove at home with voice control, so I want to talk about that. And we're also going to talk about a huge event that's starting or will have started by the time this airs in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
It is CES 2020.
Oh, dude. That's going to be huge,
Consumer
man.
Electronics Show.
Yeah.
Oh, it's massive. Just
Massive.
It just grows and grows every year.
Consumer Electronics Show is what CES stands for. It's out in Vegas. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. But before we do, I'm JJ Cannon, CEO of Digital Delight here in Houston, Texas, where we love creating incredible experiences for our homeowners by using technology.
And I'm over in the UK, Chris Gamble, co-owner, co-founder of Customized, a smart home business operating in and around the London area.
Yeah, and together we had this cool show called the Digital Ramble. We have a tremendous vault of experience sharing that we've created over this past year and a half. You can check it out at digitalrambleshow.com. You can also email us at digitalrambleshow@gmail.com. We're on Instagram, Facebook. We're on 11 podcast streaming services, plus a few more that are out there, predominantly like iTunes and Spotify and, some of those more familiar ones. But yeah, so if you would, we would love for you to engage with us. Comment down below, shoot us an email, say hello, let us know what's exciting you in technology today.
Yeah, certainly subscribe to all our channels and turn on those alerts to get notifications when we're next dropped a video or an episode.
All right, brother, you ready to get into this episode?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Voice control has been a big topic over the years in our industry, and we want to kind of get people up to speed with what's out there today.
Let's do it, Mike. Hit that button.
As always, we'd like to thank our Patreons. They hugely support the show, and it helps us get these shows out every week to our audience. So if you want to become a Patreon, you can for as little as $1 a month. Patreon.com/Digital Ramble.
Yeah, man. First on the docket today, voice control. This is a topic, that we got into and we kind of skipped across the proverbial lake and touched on throughout the entire year. But, man, I think 2020, it's really going to start saturating our everyday lives.
Yeah, and I think it's now become such a presence in so many items that are residing in our homes that they've got this built-in microphone in our speakers, appliances, smart home devices, your wearables. So the fact that it's now just omnipresent, that I'm at the point in my own home where I know if I yell out, something's going to hear me and it's going to turn on, turn off, close, open the thing that I'm requesting. So I really found over the Christmas period that I was using voice control a lot more because I felt for the first time I had the right coverage in my house to be able to control it with voice without reaching for apps and going to touch screens and wall controls.
Yeah, Gamble. I think everybody is going to really start, embracing voice control because of the efficiency, the ease of use. It's very universal as well in the sense that it can create a very universal control system through voice. So you can use a variety of different platforms and have voice control everything.
Yeah, what I like about it is the common phrases you can use, so whether it's a voice assistant from brand A, B, or C, you're pretty much in the right realm if you say, Madam A, Siri, or whoever, turn on the kitchen lights or turn off the kitchen lights or pause in the kitchen, turn up the volume in the kitchen, that kind of phrases. Once you've mastered that, which I think are the basics, these key phrases of turn on or off, turn up or down, play, pause. Once you've got them and you're confident with that kind of dialogue, then you should be confident controlling a lot of technology in the home nowadays that is voice controllable.
Yeah, absolutely. The other thing about using voice, man, is it's completely expandable. So as you bring new tech into your house, that capability of using voice to control it is most likely going to be built in. I think a lot of manufacturers are seeing the opportunity that is available through voice, and it's just going to be part of the device. And something as I remember last year, maybe a year before, Amazon released a microwave with voice control capability. I mean, I don't have one. I don't know anybody that has one, but there's a reason for it, and I think it's just going to be built into all devices and with purpose, not just because, but there will be a purpose for that.
Yeah, but I also think the microwave the was clever because you put a microphone in the kitchen. Sure, are you going to use voice control to set it to cook for 3 minutes? You're probably still going to punch in the buttons if it had the buttons. But what it did, it put a microphone in a tactical key position in the home. You have that voice assistant to ask for weather, news, um, stock prices, lights on, lights off, is the door open, is the garage open, those kind of phrases. You put the microphone in the busiest room in the home. That was what was key for me putting in appliances.
So, who are some of the biggest players out there, Gamble? For me, there's like three big players.
Oh, for sure, and they've dominated for a number of years. We've had these voice assistants for a number of years, and the first one that was seen as a voice assistant for the home was when Amazon launched their Echo range of products. So the Echo Dot, and Madam A. You might want to kind of turn off your speakers, your microphones for this episode. But Alexa was kind of the first mass market voice assistant that came around. Um,
Yeah, they definitely
she's
were the
she's
ones that
she's
were
yelling
like
at me.
they were the ones that were most acceptable. I mean, I think there was a couple of voice services that were released that just didn't really have that bang, but I think Amazon was the company that actually put it over, brought it to true use to where yeah, okay, I can see us actually using this for real purpose.
Oh, it came out of the gate at such a rate that so many people adopted a smart assistant, smart speaker, one or two in their home, just for the novelty factor, firstly. And because of that success, then you saw Apple adapt their voice assistant, which was already established in their phones and tablets through Siri, but they adapted Siri to become a home control assistant through their HomeKit platform. And then Google, around a similar kind of time, came to the party to complete the triangle of the big three with their Google Assistant. And for me, that's probably the best performing smart home assistant at the moment, closely followed by Madam A, and then unfortunately a little bit, but way behind actually, Siri to complete that gold, silver, and bronze lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. And Google's I like Google because you can go really in depth through search, and answer some really deep questions that the other services don't or can't, penetrate. Google is the largest search engine, and so whenever you ask in-depth questions, it has good answers for you other than just your, kind of surfacey questions. You can really kind of go deep with Google, as well as they're assisting with, automating your house. They do a really good job at it, and Amazon does a good job as well. But I find that Amazon, you have to be a little bit more specific in your phraseology. You got to get your phraseology correct unless you
Mm.
expand that database of vocabulary. Whereas Google, It's a little bit more organic and freeform. It kind of understands you a little bit better.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think there's a little bit of management that you've got to have behind the scenes with Amazon and their framework of how they like you to structure things and place things in groups. Um, but it's changing. You're now seeing them all embrace multiple commands in one sentence. You can ask for brightness of lights. You can ask for the heat. You can ask for shades to close, for example, and that's been an evolution we've seen in the last year to 18 months, where you're able to do longer form commands to them. But what's good about what I like about Google and Amazon is they've got their own kind of ecosystem of products around them as well. So Google having all their Nest products and doorbells and cameras, and same with Ring having their association with Amazon and Blink cameras as well, all working beautifully with the voice assistant. So the voice assistant's got some very close allies to give you a straight out of the box, no setup, configuration zero of smart home setup. But what's good now is every product that's coming to market, in the same way that years ago it was like, wow, it's got an app, it's got an app. Well, no, what we're looking for now is it's compatible with Amazon and Google and Apple HomeKit compatible or Siri compatible. It's not always, but they're starting to ensure they're compatible with the big voice brands.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, what kind of things can you control, Gamble? I'm looking behind you there, and everything I see behind you has some type of voice control awareness or capability of understanding. Like you can unlock your door with voice control. You could you could
Sure. Yeah.
you could pull up and see who's at your front door or on your back patio through a Amazon show device and a Ring product. I mean, it's limitless.
Yeah, I don't see any boundaries anymore for voice control and what it can control. I am always still a little bit cautious of it controlling door locks, but luckily there's like a secondary confirmation that you want to unlock a door from some of the voice assistants, particularly with Apple HomeKit. You do get that heads up that are you sure you want to unlock the door? Because it may not be you that's asking to unlock the door, and that's where voice control is that universal interface. So anyone, any voice, any age can say that phrase to control the lights. And that's been the biggest one for me with customers, is controlling lights with voice. And someone of any age or any mobility, I love controlling the lights without having to get up. I can't even imagine what that's like for somebody who cannot get up, somebody with disabilities. I can't imagine how much it brings to their lives to be able to view cameras, to speak to people at the front door, to unlock things, to open garage doors, and all these kind of things that voice control can do. It's such a timely and much needed interface for people with mobility issues.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that my girls, and it just cracks me up, every time at night, the girls, when they're getting into bed and they have something to do in the morning, they're always setting an alarm through voice. For me, I used to have that little red alarm clock sitting next to the bed, and I'd have to,
Yeah.
hold it down and toggle through. You know what I'm talking about, Mike? Yeah, Mike's over there nodding and laughing, and trying to get that gummit, and you got to go back through this 60 minutes to get back if you accidentally miss it. But my girls are always calling up an alarm or setting a snooze or calling up music or setting their Philips Hue lights, light strips there in their bedrooms. They're using voice control for everything, and even don't tell their teachers, but I hear them asking some math, some math questions to help them out with their homework.
Yeah, because this is the wider benefit that these devices weren't introduced for smart home. They were introduced as assistants. They were introduced to help you with, you know, checking the weather, searching for traffic, shopping, which I think was really what the Amazon, you know, Echo devices were there for, as this easy way to shop from their vast online empire. Um, but lo and behold, we decided we wanted to turn lights on and off with them, so they've decided to sell us light bulbs instead now. So the smarter assistant, the voice assistant, isn't just for the smart home. This is something that once you introduce it to your home, you get all the benefits of it. That's not just for the tech side of things that we do, but that all-in-one assistant to help you, live a more efficient life. And like I say, over the Christmas period, I had that 2 weeks at home with my family, and I used voice so much because I had a baby in one hand and turkey sandwich in the other. Some I can't hold my phone or use my wearable tech, so I had to use voice, and it went really well. I just felt that for that period, voice was doing exactly what I needed it to do for me, and it was good to experience that firsthand.
One of the biggest concerns that I hear our clients asking about is, privacy. And honestly, privacy is a good concern. It's a good reason to be concerned. But there are solutions. There are alternatives. I mean, we've mentioned the big three. But if you don't know, like we always say, if you don't know, find a home tech pro. And in our channel, there is another voice control service out there that is doing a fantastic job and guarantees your privacy. And that's Josh.ai.
Yeah, friends of the show. If you look way back in the Digital Ramble archives, you'll see appearances from Josh.ai, and we've mentioned them numerous times when we've talked about voice. And they're a voice company that talks to all the technology that we've talked about in the past. It interacts with all the home tech that you can imagine, and they're prolific partners with other technology brands at making their voice assistant work with the best in home technology, and work with some of the more complicated home technology, the big home automation systems that we talked about from brands like Control 4, Savant, Crestron, big Lutron lighting systems with color changing and circadian rhythm lighting. Josh.ai is prolific at talking to these brands. They've set up excellent integrations with Sonos. I remember they launched this thing called VoiceCast, where your voice assistant would come through your Sonos speakers, which was super cool. But at the heart of this business is a business that cares passionately about the privacy of the user, of the homeowner. And they're very transparent with their privacy policies, and very transparent on how you can manage your privacy with their voice platform.
The other thing about Josh AI that I really, really like, and privacy is probably the pillar of them all. But below that, the voice control commands are very fluid, so you don't have to be so starch with your voice commands. But bro, their app for their phone interface is fantastic, which you cannot say that about any of the other big threes. The big three apps stink. They are horrible. Yeah. But Josh has got it on lock, man. It's posh. It functions well. It's like a remote in your hand that works through voice control.
No, it's a beautifully designed product, and we highly encourage you to go and check out their website at josh.ai and go and check out some videos we did. We did a cool booth tour, I'm sure, at CEDIA with Josh as well. So, yeah, super cool company. Big shout out to them. And just to repeat, they are a voice specialist, a voice platform that care about your privacy.
Cool, man. You want to get into CES 2020?
Yeah, for sure. Let's go. I'm really excited about CES. I wish Las Vegas was just a 2-hour flight away from me, but unfortunately it's about 12 hours.
All right, G.
I'd go every year.
Where, when, and what? Give us some details.
Fabulous Las Vegas. At time of airing, the show has probably started, but it's from the 7th of January till the 10th of January at the Convention Center in the Sands Hotel in Las Vegas. And this is the world's biggest tech show organized by the Consumer Technology Association. It's just a behemoth. It's a massive show.
Yeah, where CEDIA, where we were this past September, is very focused on home technology. Where CES, it's cars, it's refrigerators, if it's got a piece of tech in it, it's at this show, and it is just an absolute beast of a show. If you wanna track it yourself, I got this little placard here. Check out the hashtag CES 2020. Twitter is probably the best space that you can find, like up to the second drops on what's happening at CES. We're definitely going to be monitoring it all this week. Next week's episode, we're going to be talking about some of the highlights, some of those cherries that we find that are going to be pulled out of CES. We're super excited. We have some actual friends, boots on the ground, that are going to be giving us some good feedback on what they are seeing and sensing. But this show is an absolute monster. Like 170,000 visitors, Gamble.
That's huge.
Jeez. Let's have 4,500 exhibitors. I mean, you definitely have to have one of those battery operated scooters just to speed by all of them. You can't get to them enough.
You need that segue. But I saw a stat that there was going to be on Twitter alone, you're looking at over 5,000 tweets per hour during the show. So if you want to see what's happening at CES, go to that hashtag on Twitter, add it, create lists, pinpoint a few key accounts that you want to follow and get all the news from CES 2020. We've had a look at some of the things that we're expecting to see, because there's been a few things leaked and a few things starting to come out now. And one product that caught my eye was from Samsung, and that's this rotating TV. This is for the TikTok generation, JJ.
Yeah.
People want to watch up and down video as well as the normal horizontal video.
Yeah, and I saw that television actually, and it also, if it's the one that I'm thinking of, it's also like a smart pad, so you can actually draw on the television, and and I think it has a video interface that you can do two-way communication or conferencing or group conferencing. I mean, it's truly the new generation of communication and entertainment, and how our near future will evolve and change.
For sure, that's going to give us challenges with wall mounting, rotating TVs.
Is that truly zero input, man? There's no wires going to that thing.
Now, to control that TV, I saw a product from a company called Next Mind, and this is mind control for your TV. It's a wearable band that goes around your head, and basically wherever you focus your attention on the screen, you can make a change to that channel or the volume or the program, or open the next video on YouTube. So Next Mind, I'm going to dive a bit deeper into that to find out what the heck all that's about.
That actually sounds like something my wife already has, but it's called the Look.
Yeah. I can feel a stare in the back of my head.
I got a tingle up my neck. I think she needs me to do something. Oh, man. That reminds me.
I also spotted a...
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
That reminds me, one time I was over at the Beta store. I think I've talked about it. Beta, B, the number 8, TA. And one of the sales reps, I was like, man, what are these black vases, with, or vases? He's like, oh, yeah, man, you haven't seen these things yet? I was like, no. He's like, if you look real close and concentrate, these things actually move across the counter. I was like, no way. He's like, yeah, way. He's like, all right, go ahead. And so I'm standing there like an idiot in the store, man, like trying my hardest. I turn around, and he's just busting up laughing. He thought it was the funniest thing that I would fall for something like that. But here it is, man. Next Mind. It's actually true.
You clearly don't have the Force, JJ.
I don't have the Force. No Jedi in me.
No, okay. One product that was kind of quite popular last year was the smart toilet by Kohler.
Yeah.
German company, and they've continued their bathroom theme, and they've gone with a smart shower head. It's got built-in voice assistant, the Madam A built in, So that's going to be an interesting one. I think that may be quite popular for high-end bathrooms. So a
Man, I
smart
could use
speaker.
one of those. I would love to have a voice control shower. Like, make it rain. I don't know. Like, what could
Yeah,
you, like, I'd like certain temperatures. I like different strengths, you know. You could
but
also
this
put
one's got the
LED
voice
lights on
assistant
it.
built in. Yeah, this is built in with the voice assistant and the speaker. So we'll see how that's embraced. It's a bit of a gimmick, possibly, but
I don't know.
they're
Possibly changing
persisting.
batteries could be a problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and there's I don't know how they deal with the power on that.
Because I
Maybe
think
it's
I think I saw something like
hydro power.
they had the smart flushing toilet, but it was battery
Yeah.
operated.
Oh
Oh
yeah, yeah,
man,
I remember. Yeah,
you
two
know,
weeks is all it lasted.
yeah, and if you drop a deuce and you can't flush, man, that's trouble. Especially if you're at your friend's house. All right,
Right.
next.
We'll leave that. Now there is a return to the show from somebody that's not been there for a very, very long time, and although they're not exhibiting in the traditional sense, they've got a big booth, but they are going to be there for the first time in a couple of decades, I think, is Apple. They're going to be there. They're participating in some roundtable discussions over privacy. Today's online world. They're going to be highlighting their great focus and importance they place in privacy. So it's good to see Apple coming back. Maybe one day we'll see them return with a booth and products.
Cool. Yeah, I think that probably has to do with that, with their grouping with Amazon and Apple and Google and the Z Wave Alliance. That probably is what's triggered them to
Yeah,
want to make a presence this year.
yeah. I hope that's the start of them returning because it's they're sorely missed at these kind of big gatherings.
No doubt.
But yeah, CES 2020. Go check that out. Follow it on Twitter, and we'll be following up next week with our best of the smart home from CES 2020.
Absolutely. All right, Gamble. You going to do your Gamble Ramble today?
Yeah, I got a quick one for you. Topical again, just something that came into my inbox today.
All right.
Uh, okay, so we had the unfortunate news from a client who we did some TV work for last year. They bad time of year. They had a break-in to their home over the New Year, Christmas period. They were away. Uh, no major damage to the property, nothing major stolen, but obviously they're shaken up that their privacy has been invaded by someone that's come into their home, and they, it's a classic one. You always, after you've, the horse will bolt, after you've closed the gate, but they asked for some simple smart home additions for security, and when I gave them the response, I thought, blimey, it's so easy to boost your security of your home with smart home by just identifying one of three devices to install on the outside of your building. And I gave them the first option. Have you got an existing doorbell? If you do, think about replacing it with a smart doorbell. So take your dumb doorbell off and get a pro to put in a smart doorbell. You're looking at could be as little as $200, £200, could be that low, if depending on the model of doorbell you choose. Could go up to maybe $300, £300 possibly as well. So if you've got a doorbell, upgrade it. If you've got an existing outside light, think about changing that to a smart light. So it's got camera, motion sensor, siren, LED floodlight built into it. If you've got an outside light, change it for a smart outside light. Again, in that ballpark, that £300, that $300. I'm not saying do both of those. I'm saying doing one of those. And then the final one was just, use lighting. Put your outside lighting on either under the control of a smart dimmer or relay or switch that's allowing that lights to be scheduled. That's allowing the lights to come on when you're away based on your location or based on a schedule you've set. But look at least doing one of these things costing a few £100 or dollars, you can make your home more secure. You can give it a visual deterrent, and you can add a feature that you just, well, obviously in their case, they'll wish they had this thing. So for me, look at one item on the outside of your building that you should be upgrading to smart now in 2020, this year. Find the pro, discuss with them that you want the doorbell, you want the outside light, or you want the lighting made smart so that you can protect your home all year round.
That's awesome, man. The smart way to secure your home, and it's easy and it's affordable. You know,
Sure.
and honestly, all those devices that you were just talking about, you can actually have a screen inside your, next to your bedside that you can verbally pull up to see exactly what's happening with those cameras that might be on your perimeter. Love it. And I'm thinking of one manufacturer just off the top of my head that can do all of that. Super easy, very affordable.
Yeah, the one that,
Yeah, that one.
probably there. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
right there.
that was the products I suggested. And actually, just as a little bonus CES thing, I noticed in the press today, Ring have announced some new light bulbs, not the light fittings that they had. They've released their own range of bulbs, and they've now got a new little indoor camera, which is going to be, I think it's about $50. A
Really?
little smart camera, yeah.
Rich Way, he's coming in and meeting with me next week. It won't be, by record time, but I'm going to sit down with him and, bend his ear and find out exactly what all, they got
Oh, and
offering.
also a gate controller as well. They'll be
Ooh.
able to unlock your gate.
All right, Gamble, that's
So
all we got for today.
cool. That's it.
That's
We've
it,
packed
man.
it all in.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap,
Yeah.
man. CES
See you.
2020 coming up. Voice control.
I'm
Year
going
2020.
virtually.
Oh, man.
I'll be virtually there.
My eyes are going to be glued to the Twitter.
My eyes will be glued. My eyes will be glued.
All right, friends. Thank you so much for engaging and talking and chatting and sharing with us today. If you don't know, find yourself a home tech pro. And until then, y'all have a fantastic week. Happy New Year. Yeah, man. CES just gonna be huge.
Next year.
Every month, the Digital Ramble will receive a regular source of income from supporters who've pledged through Patreon. For as little as $1 a month, having your ongoing support means we spend less time thinking about business and more time creating quality content for you.
Customized, based in Norfolk, England, are proud sponsors of the Digital Ramble. Check out our all set up services. It's smart home installation with ease. Customize.uk.com.
If you're looking to make your basic home smart, check out digitaldelight.com/shop, where they have a variety of different smart home technology solutions that help make smart home shopping easy for you. Check out digitaldelight.com/shop.